The MS-102 exam is designed for IT professionals who want to demonstrate their expertise in managing Microsoft 365 services. The exam covers a range of topics related to Microsoft 365 administration, including managing users, data, devices, and applications. The new updated Microsoft MS-102 exam questions are valuable in your preparation. 1. You need to meet the compliance requirements for the Windows 10 devices. What should you create from the Intune Admin Center? A device compliance policy. B. A device configuration profile. C. An application policy. D. An app configuration policy. 2. You need to ensure that User 1 can enroll the devices to meet the technical requirements. What should you do? A. From the Azure Active Directory Admin Center, assign User 1 the Cloud Device Administrator route. B. From the Azure Active Directory Admin Center, configure the maximum number of devices per user setting. C. From the Intune Admin Center, add User 1 as a device enrollment manager. D. From the Intune Admin Center, configure the enrollment restrictions. 3. You need to meet the technical requirement for large volume document retrieval. What should you create? A data loss prevention (DLP) policy from the Security and Compliance Admin Center. B. An alert policy from the Security and Compliance Admin Center. C. A file policy from Microsoft Cloud App Security. D. An activity policy from Microsoft Cloud App Security. 4. Which report should the New York office auditors view? A. DLP policy matches. B. DLP false positives and overrides. C. DLP incidents. D. Top senders and recipients. 5. You need to recommend a solution for the security administrator. The solution must meet the technical requirements. What should you include in the recommendation? A. Microsoft Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, Privileged Identity Management. B. Microsoft Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, Identity Protection. C. Microsoft Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, Conditional Access Policies. D. Microsoft Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, Authentication Methods. 6. You need to protect the USP data to meet the technical requirements. What should you create? A data loss prevention (DLP) policy that contains a domain exception. B. A security and compliance retention policy that detects content containing sensitive data. C. A security and compliance alert policy that contains an activity. D. A data loss prevention (DLP) policy that contains a user override. 7. You need to create the safe attachments policy to meet the technical requirements. Which option should you select? A. Replace. B. Enable redirect. C. Block. D. Dynamic delivery. 8. You need to configure Office on the web to meet the technical requirements. What should you do? A. Assign the global reader role to User 1. B. Enable sensitivity labels for Office files in SharePoint Online and OneDrive. C. Configure an auto-labeling policy to apply the sensitivity labels. D. Assign the Office Apps admin role to User 1. 9. You create the planned DLP policies. You need to configure notifications to meet the technical requirements. What should you do? A. From the Microsoft 365 Security Center, configure an alert policy. B. From the Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center, configure a custom notification. C. From the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, configure a briefing email. D. From the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center, configure the Endpoint DLP settings. 10. You need to configure the compliance settings to meet the technical requirements. What should you do in the Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center? A. From Compliance Policies, modify the notification settings. B. From Locations, create a new location for non-compliant devices. C. From Retire Noncompliant Devices, select Clear All Devices Retire State. D. Modify the compliance policy settings.